The Oracle of the Seventh Gate, the forbidden prophecy hidden for 4,000 years. In every age, there are stories so old that their origins dissolve into dust, stories whispered, not written, stories guarded by bloodlines that prayed no one would ever speak them aloud. But every 4,000 years, something happens. A gate opens, and a prophecy awakens. Tonight, I will tell you the story of the seventh gate, the one gate the ancients swore must never be approached, much less opened, and of the single man, Dr. Elias Voren, who uncovered the prophecy that was never meant for human eyes. This is not a tale of light. It is a story of summoned darkness, of an oracle that speaks only in riddles and screams, and of a fate written before humanity ever existed. Settle yourself, and do not look behind you during the final part. Some stories call things. Part 1. The Unearthing. Elias Voren had been an archaeologist for 23 years, known for two things: his obsessive precision and his nightmares. The nightmares began shortly after the death of his mentor, Professor Merrick Halden. Halden had left behind a sealed leather case containing only 3 items. 1. A brittle clay tablet etched with spirals and an image of a door. 2. A small black stone with 7 carvings arranged like a star. 3. A note in trembling handwriting: "Do not seek the seventh gate." I failed to stop it. Perhaps you can resist what I could not. Elias tried to ignore it, but that night the dreams came stronger. He found himself walking through an ancient corridor, walls carved with symbols older than Egypt, older than Sumer. At the end of the corridor stood a tall door sealed with 7 stones, and behind it, something breathing. In the dream, a woman whispered his name with a voice like crumbling sand. "Elias, the oracle waits." When he awoke, the black stone from Halden's case lay warm in his palm. He decided, against reason, to find the door. Part 2. The Catacombs of Erethel. Guided by Halden's coded field notes, Elias traveled to the desert cliffs of Erethel, a place so remote that local tribes refused to approach it after sunset. Deep beneath the cliffs, he found a hidden entrance sealed behind collapsed rock. It took 3 days to clear. Inside, an underground city sprawled in breathtaking silence. Columns rose like petrified giants. Murals covered the walls, depicting figures bowed before a monstrous gate of spirals. At the city's center stood a circular chamber. 7 narrow recesses formed a star around a single stone door. Elias felt his heart pound as he stared at the door from his dreams. He approached one recess and pulled out the black stone he carried. It fit perfectly. A cold wind exhaled from the cracks. He whispered, "This is impossible." But the chamber responded with a low rumbling, as if something behind the door had awakened. Then a voice, not human, echoed through the chamber. 6 remain. Elias stumbled back, heart hammering. He cried out, "Who's there? Show yourself." Only the darkness answered, and the gentle sound of something dragging across stone. Part 3. The Guardian. On his second night in the ruins, Elias awoke to footsteps outside his tent. Soft, bare, deliberate. He stepped out with his lantern raised. A woman stood at the edge of the torchlight, her skin pale as bone dust, her hair long and tangled, her eyes black and reflective like obsidian mirrors. She spoke in a calm, almost mournful tone. "You carry Halden's burden." Elias's breath caught. "Who are you?" She tilted her head slowly. "I am the guardian of the unopened. I warned your mentor. He refused to listen. And now the gate calls another. I'm not here to open anything," Elias insisted. She looked at him with pity. "You already have." Elias took a step back. The woman's voice dropped to a whisper. "Every 4,000 years, the prophecy stirs. The oracle dreams. And those marked by the black stone are drawn to awaken it." Elias shook his head. "No, I came to understand Halden's death, nothing more." "Then hear this," she replied softly. "A prophecy exists, but it brings no salvation, only reckoning." She approached him slowly, her movements unnaturally graceful. "Leave this place. Let the gate sleep." "What happens if I walk away?" he asked. The guardian closed her eyes. "The world lives." Part 4. Descent into Madness. But Elias could not leave. Every time he tried to pack his equipment, the dreams returned, more vivid, more luring, more insistent. One night, he heard a whisper at the edge of sleep. "Come to me, just one more stone." Fighting against his own terror, Elias searched deeper into the underground city and found the second stone, embedded in a statue depicting a blindfolded woman screaming into her own hands. When he placed the second stone into the recess, the entire chamber trembled. A crack spread across the door, revealing a sliver of darkness. A darkness too deep to be mere absence of light. A voice escaped the crack, thin and distorted, as if spoken from centuries away. 5 remain. Elias pressed his palm to his forehead, overwhelmed by a wave of nausea. The door was hungry. Part 5. The Oracle speaks. On the 7th night, the guardian returned, this time looking weak, trembling, as if something was draining her. She told Elias the truth at last. This city once held the Oracle, a being not meant for mortals, neither god nor demon, but a voice of raw prophecy. It knew the fate of all things, but its visions drove nations into madness. Civilizations slaughtered each other over its predictions. So they sealed it away, Elias whispered. She nodded. They built the 7 gates to bind it between realms. Only every 4,000 years does its prison weaken. Every cycle, someone is lured to the stones. Elias's eyes widened. And if the gate opens? Reality fractures, she whispered. Time collapses inward. The world becomes what the Oracle has already seen. Elias swallowed. And what has it seen? Her eyes filled with dread. Nothing human. Part 6. The 6th stone. Despite everything, the gate continued to pull Elias toward it. He stopped sleeping. He stopped eating. He began hearing whispers even while awake. Promises of knowledge, visions beyond time, glimpses of his own death. He found the 6th stone buried in a sarcophagus labeled "He Who Looked Upon the Oracle." When he placed the 6th stone into its recess, the chamber shattered with a roar. The door cracked open wider. For the first time, a hand, long, skeletal, smoldering with symbols, slipped through the gap. A voice sang out, beautiful and terrible. One remains. Part 7. The final warning. The guardian confronted Elias again, but this time she looked almost translucent, as if fading from existence. You must stop. The Oracle feeds on your awakening. It will reward you with knowledge beyond comprehension, but it will take everything from the world. Elias stared at her. His voice trembled. Why me? Her answer chilled him. Because you listen. Then she did something unexpected. She handed him a blade made of shimmering stone. If you cannot resist the final call, you must use this. The Oracle cannot inhabit a dead vessel. Better your death than the world's. Elias felt tears sting his eyes. He didn't want any of this. Yet the whisper came again, so close it felt like breath on his ear. Elias, destiny awaits. Part 8. The 7th gate opens. The final stone revealed itself during a hallucination, floating above a pool of black water deep beneath the chamber. The moment Elias touched it, his vision blurred. He saw cities burning, oceans rising, the sky tearing open like fabric. He saw himself standing before the gate, smiling. When he placed the 7th stone into the final recess, the ground split apart. The door opened with a scream so loud the walls cracked like brittle bones. The Oracle stepped forward. It had no face, only a swirling vortex of eyes, symbols, and spiraled light. Its voice was every voice. Male, female, child, ancient, broken, divine, damned. The cycle ends. The reckoning begins. Elias fell to his knees. The Oracle reached for him. Part 9. The final choice. The guardian appeared one last time, collapsing to her knees. She cried out, Elias, the blade. Do it now, before it consumes you. The Oracle extended its hand, and Elias felt his mind filling with visions. Answers to every question humanity had ever asked. He felt tears roll down his face. He whispered, I want to understand. The guardian screamed, You will unmake the world. Elias raised the blade to his own chest. He hesitated. Then the Oracle spoke, soft as a lullaby. You belong to me. Elias closed his eyes. Elias dropped the blade. He reached for the Oracle's hand. When their fingers touched, the guardian turned to dust. The chamber burst open with impossible light. Every clock on earth stopped. Every shadow stretched upward. Every human dream turned into the same nightmare. Elias opened his eyes, now swirling with the same symbols as the Oracle. He whispered, I see everything. The world began to unravel. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it just as I did.